Once upon a time, in the ancient land of Israel, there was an incredible woman named Deborah. Her story is one of bravery, leadership, and triumph against all odds. Get ready to be inspired. Back in those days, the people of Israel were facing a tough time. They were being oppressed by the powerful King Jabin of Canaan and his fearsome general Sisera. But guess what? Deborah, a wise and fearless woman, rose up to the challenge. Deborah wasn't just any ordinary person. She was a prophetess and a judge, filled with wisdom and divine guidance. People from all over the land sought her advice, and her words carried the weight of inspiration. One day, Deborah called upon a courageous warrior named Barak. She delivered an incredible message from the heavens, telling him to gather an army of 10,000 men and head towards Mount Tabor. Why? Because the Lord had promised that they would defeat General Sisera. Now, Barak was a brave soldier, but even he had some doubts. So, he asked Deborah to come with him into battle. Her presence would boost the troops' morale, and she agreed without hesitation. Talk about a true leader. As the Israelite army formed, their spirits were lifted by Deborah's words of encouragement. They stood tall, ready to face their oppressors. With banners held high and hearts filled with determination, they marched towards Mount Tabor. General Sisera got wind of the Israelite uprising and quickly gathered his forces. His army was massive and intimidating, but Deborah's faith remained unshakable. She knew that with the Lord on their side, victory was within reach. The day of battle arrived, and Deborah stood by Barak's side, unwavering in her belief. She called upon the Lord with a voice that echoed like thunder, and suddenly, a mighty storm broke loose. Rain poured down, turning the battleground into a muddy mess. The Canaanite chariots were stuck, giving the Israelites a chance to strike back. With the enemy trapped, Barak's army fought with unmatched determination. They knew they were fighting for a just cause, and they gave it everything they had. Victory was in sight. General Sisera, realizing he was losing, tried to escape. He sought refuge in the tent of a woman named Jael, not knowing she had a secret alliance with the Israelites. Sneaky, right? Jael welcomed the exhausted general into her tent, offering him a drink and a place to rest. But when he fell asleep, she seized her chance. With a steady hand, she drove a tent peg through his temple, putting an end to his reign of terror. Talk about girl power. The news of their incredible victory spread like wildfire, and Israel rejoiced. Songs of praise filled the air, celebrating the bravery of Deborah and the unwavering faith of Barak. Thanks to Deborah's wisdom and leadership, peace and prosperity reigned in the land of Israel. And that's the inspiring tale of Deborah, found in Judas 4-5, the courageous prophetess and judge who showed us the power of faith, determination, and the belief that even in the darkest of times, one person can rise up and change history, the not-so-end.
Hey there, my awesome advocates for truth and love. Welcome back to my gay church, where I #a-naked-pastor am stoked to share another mind-blowing message straight from the heart. Today, we're going on an epic journey to shatter gender norms, California style. Think sunsets, beach vibes, California burritos, and pure inspiration. Today's title is Skinny Dipping, Unleashing the Naked Truth of Gender Equality for quote, "We cannot all succeed when half of us are held back." Malala Yousafzai. In our world, clothes have become symbols of power and conformity. Since we were little, society has dictated what's right for guys and gals. But guess what? We're flipping the script and embracing metaphorical nudity to launch a movement of true gender equality. So grab your metaphorical beach towel and let's ride this wave together. Metaphorical nudity urges us to shed the layers of stereotypes forced upon us. It's about embracing who we truly are beyond the confines of gender boxes. Just like being physically naked exposes our vulnerability, metaphorical nudity uncovers our authentic selves, challenging the oppressive narratives that society spins. To break free from gender norms, we first need to recognize the inherent worth of every individual, no matter their gender identity. We're all about celebrating the kaleidoscope of gender, just like the colors in a Kali sunset. It's time to open our hearts and minds to the beautiful diversity that exists within us all. Alright, let's dive into the uni-Bible vibes that align with breaking down gender norms and promoting equality. While the Bible may not address these topics directly, there are verses and stories that embody the values of inclusivity, equality, and embracing diverse gender expressions. Here are 3 verses that can be interpreted to support our cause. In Galatians 3:28 we find, "In Christ, it doesn't matter if you're Jewish, Gentile, a slave, or free, or even if you're a dude or a dudette, we're all one, united in Christ Yeshua." This verse hypes up the unity and equality found in Christ, reminding us that our identity in Him transcends societal divisions, including gender. It's all about embracing the truth that every person, regardless of gender, is equally valued and loved in the eyes of God. Genesis 1:27 teaches, God created humanity in His own image, rocking both guys and gals. Yep, He created them all. This verse throws down a reminder that both men and women are created in God's image. It's all about celebrating and respecting the diverse beauty within humanity, regardless of gender. We're all made unique and special, baby. And doesn't Matthew 22:39 explain it all with another epic commandment? Love your neighbor like you love yourself. This commandment from Yeshua is a major reminder to spread love and acceptance to everyone we meet. It's all about treating others with kindness, compassion, and respect, no matter their gender or any other aspect of their identity. By embracing diverse gender expressions, we're living out the love and acceptance that Yeshua taught us. The apocryphal texts, also known as the Lost Gospels or Deuterocanonical books, offer alternative perspectives and narratives that challenge traditional gender roles and highlight the importance of women in various contexts. While they don't directly address the topic of breaking down gender norms or metaphorical nudity, they showcase strong female characters like Judith and emphasize Mary Magdalene's role as a disciple, challenging traditional notions of gender roles in religious leadership. These texts provide valuable insights into early Christian thought and the role of women in the early church. So, my rad friends, let's rock these empowering Bible verses and keep breaking down those gender norms. We're in this together, creating a world where equality reigns. And love knows no boundaries. As progressive Christians and omnists, we can find inspiration in Yeshua's teachings. He was all about breaking societal norms and embracing those pushed to the margins. Following in his footsteps, we're called to fight for justice, equality, and love. In the eyes of the divine, gender doesn't matter one bit. We're all cherished and adored just as we are, but let's look outside of Christianity as we spin this globe of unity. So, there are these cool religions and spiritual paths from all around the world that are totally down with questioning gender norms and promoting inclusivity. The ancient Indian religion of Hinduism has texts that talk about the unity of all beings, and this in a self-called Atman that goes beyond gender and social constructs. Plus, they're all about diverse divine forms, both masculine and feminine, which is rad for gender diversity. Buddhism is all about finding yourself and breaking free from suffering. They believe that gender roles are impermanent and interconnected, and this idea of emptiness challenges the whole fixed essence thing. They even celebrate female figures like Tara and Guan Yin, who rock compassion and wisdom. The old Chinese Taoism philosophy is all about living in harmony with the natural flow of life. They're into questioning societal norms, including gender stuff. Their texts talk about non-discrimination, inclusivity, and embracing both masculine and feminine vibes. The modern witchcraft-based Wiccan religion is all about nature and cycles of life. They're super into equality and inclusivity, recognizing the divine as both feminine and masculine. They're totally down with diverse gender identities and sexual orientations, empowering peeps. Along the way, the amazing traditions from indigenous cultures honor different perspectives on gender and sexuality. They often recognize two-spirit individuals who embody both masculine and feminine qualities. It's all about interconnectedness and living in harmony with nature. So let us spin back in time to take inspiration from the past. There have been some seriously inspiring figures and events throughout history that have been all about embracing gender diversity and fighting for equality. Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera were badass activists and were on the front lines of the Stonewall Uprising in '69. Their fearless fight for LGBTQ+ rights, especially for transgender folks, opened doors and brought visibility to a whole new level. Picture this, it's 66 in San Francisco's Tenderloin, and transgender women and gender non-conforming peeps have had enough of police harassment at Compton's cafeteria. They fought back, man, and it was one of the earliest instances of collective resistance by transgender people against the system. Back in the late 1800s and early 1900s, women were fighting tooth and nail for the right to vote. This suffrage movement rocked the boat on traditional gender roles and helped pave the way for a better understanding of equality for all genders. The civil rights movement, led by legends like Martin Luther King Jr., fought for racial equality. But it wasn't just about race, man. It pushed for social justice and laid the foundation for an intersectional approach to equality that recognizes how different forms of discrimination are all connected. Then there was the sexual revolution. The 60s and 70s were all about breaking free from old school ideas about gender and sexuality. This revolution challenged the norms and celebrated diversity, promoting freedom and acceptance of all kinds of identities. Love #peace. The United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights back in 1948 laid down a serious game-changer. This undeclaration recognized the inherent worth and equal rights of every individual, regardless of gender or anything else. It's been a major force in shaping international efforts towards gender equality, man. What about the science in it? Academic fields like gender studies and feminist research have contributed to understanding and challenging gender norms. These disciplines explore the social, cultural, and historical construction of gender, shedding light on the power, dynamics, inequalities, and stereotypes that affect individuals' lives. They provide a foundation for critical analysis and social change. Studies in neuroscience have examined the biological basis of gender identity and highlighted the complexity of gender development. Research has shown that gender identity may have neurological origins, suggesting that it is not solely determined by societal factors. This contributes to a deeper understanding of the diversity and fluidity of gender. The intersectionality theory, developed by scholar Kimball Crenshaw, recognizes that individuals can experience multiple forms of discrimination and oppression simultaneously based on intersecting social identities, example race, gender, sexuality, and class. This theory encourages a more nuanced understanding of the complexities of discrimination and the need to address interconnected systems of oppression. These historical figures, scientific research, and events have made their mark on the ongoing battle for gender equality and the acceptance of diverse identities. They're a constant source of inspiration, reminding us to keep fighting for inclusion and acceptance. But enough about the past. Let's talk about today. To change and grow towards a more inclusive society, here are a few actions that can be taken. 1. Education and awareness. Promote education and awareness about gender diversity, including the history and experiences of marginalized gender identities. Encourage schools and educational institutions to incorporate inclusive curricula that teach about different gender identities, norms, and histories. 2. Advocacy and policy change. Support and engage in advocacy efforts for legal protections and policy changes that safeguard the rights of individuals of all gender identities. This includes advocating for anti-discrimination laws, healthcare access, and legal recognition of diverse gender identities. 3. Challenging stereotypes and language. Encourage the use of inclusive language that acknowledges and respects diverse gender identities. Challenge and critique stereotypes and harmful narratives that reinforce gender norms and biases. 4. Support and allyship. Act as allies and provide support to individuals who face discrimination based on their gender identity. This can involve creating safe spaces like Mikasa, offering resources, and actively listening to their experiences. Fostering change requires ongoing commitment, open dialogue, and collaboration among individuals, communities, institutions, and policymakers. When we champion gender equality, we create a space for everyone to thrive authentically. We're giving people the freedom to pursue their passions, showcase their talents, and chase their dreams without fear of judgment. By dismantling the stereotypes that hold us back, we're paving the way for a future where gender is celebrated in all its breathtaking complexity. So let's embark on this epic journey together, my friends. Let's challenge the norm, smash gender stereotypes, and build a culture of acceptance and inclusivity. Embrace your metaphorical nudity, because when you do, you empower not only yourself, but also those around you to live their truth. Together, we can create a world where equality reigns supreme and love knows no limits. Our blessing today is that of being able to see everyone around us in their naked forms, and not in a perverted way like the Gawkers at Black's Beach and Baker's Beach. May the winds of change carry us towards a world where gender is a tapestry of diversity and inclusion. May our hearts be open and our minds receptive to the fluidity of identity. May the LGBTQ+ rights movement flourish, breaking down walls and building bridges of acceptance and love. May its advocates sow seeds of equality, nurturing a garden where individuals bloom freely. May gender studies and feminist research challenge societal constructs, awakening consciousness and dismantling oppressive systems. May neuroscientific research foster empathy, reminding us that gender is complex and extends beyond expectations. May education create nurturing spaces where marginalized gender identities are heard and respected, fostering understanding. May advocacy and policy change create a future of justice and equality for all. May stereotypes crumble and language evolve to reflect gender diversity. May support and allyship be the bedrock of our communities, standing against injustice. May our journey towards inclusivity be guided by intersectional approaches, embracing the beauty of diversity. May we be reminded of the words from Michelle Obama: "Gender equality is not a woman's issue. It is a human issue. It affects us all. Double quotes. In this light, may gender be a celebration and all individuals thrive with pride knowing their truth is cherished. Stay curious and keep exploring, dudes and dudettes." Sending you so much truth, love and light. Respectfully, #a naked pastor.